Let's see. Okay. Morning, everybody. Here, give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm just trying to get organized this morning. I've been a little bit all over the place. All right. So this morning, mostly flat Qs. Qs basically flat this morning. SPY, pretty much the same story. Yesterday, both of them were basically flat, which is good. You see the Qs here, a little bit overbought, just barely outside this upper Bollinger Band still today. It doesn't mean that the market can't run. It's less likely for it to happen, but once we get kind of close to this edge here. Also, keep in mind, a lot of this, the reason this Bollinger Band is kind of flattened out is because, these Qs have gone sideways basically for the last month. So, as this thing starts to push up higher, if it just starts to trend, these Bollinger Bands will just catch up, and it'll kind of correct itself. Let's see, move to SPY over here. SPY's a little overextended, but not too much. It's right near the top of that upper Bollinger Band, which is usually where it hangs out anyways. You see when we're going a trend here. So, nothing wrong there. Right now everything's looking pretty good. Outside of news, markets tend to trend. We've kind of been a little bit quiet, despite, Delta stuff and, Delta stuff, Afghanistan, everything going on. There's not nothing crazy market-wise, I don't feel, that's been happening. So I think that's why we're starting to see things pick up. We're almost kind of feeling a little bit normal lately, which is weird. But yeah, it'll be, hopefully, we could get moving, get going in the right direction here. Give me 1 second. I'll run down this list. I'm probably going to pull some of this stuff off this list here. All right. Sorry, I'm just texting my friends. I got people asking me questions and stuff this morning. All right, so let's start at the top of the list down here. This crowd popping up. This thing popped up yesterday. I think it was on. What is that? I traded it yesterday. I don't even remember the name of it. The Pan W. I think they're in the same space. Yeah. I have it down there. I think this gapped up because they're doing the same kind of thing. So this one is interesting for a couple reasons. And where the heck did my drawing stuff go? That's right there. Okay. weird. Did it change it all around on me right now? Okay. So maybe like this, like almost like 270 area. I don't think it goes back and forth yet. So let's see. They got earnings on the 31st, which is next Tuesday. I'm not sure if there's going to be an opportunity before earnings. Basically, what we need to see right now is this thing's got to build here, and we're looking for a breakout of this over that 270. The problem going to be if earnings is really good that it might like take off before then or during earnings or something. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be kind of a tricky one. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it in or not. We'll see. Moving down here now. All right. DVAX. This one's a short only play. Just watching it for now. It had a big trend day yesterday, pretty big the day before. It's, pushing up pretty high. I don't know if today is going to be the day. Normally I like those big exhaustion gaps and then a short into that. But it is interesting. Might be a decent one to keep on watch. We'll see. Let's see what we got here. Space coming off these lows down here, not looking too bad. I don't know if it's a play yet, but I think it's something to watch. This space is, pretty consistently when it comes back, it makes these big pushes higher. So definitely want to keep on watch. Let's see, snow here. I think snow's coming off. It doesn't look that exciting. RBLX finally started to break out, and yesterday I just missed it. Yesterday I was out of town. And I don't think there would have been much of an entry anyways. It was just, straight from yesterday or the previous day's, closing price, it just went straight up, and it, gave maybe a little hint of entry here, but nothing like spectacular. I'm gonna keep it on watch for a pullback. Disney. I'm watching it. This Disney is a long-term one. I'm kind of interested in it for a swing here. It came back to this area after these big earnings bump here. Came back and actually traded quite a bit lower. Now it's back again. I'm thinking this thing's gonna eventually, it's gonna start to run at some point again. Just determining where that's gonna be. So I do like this one, maybe for a swing also. Facebook, I'm watching this kind of level here. Maybe a breakout when we get back up to these highs here. Pen's a good one. Somebody in the group pointed out yesterday, and I actually, I've had a little bit of this one since this day back here, and I kind of actually thought I was going to get out of this thing, but it just started to come back, and I'm actually really liking it right here, right across this 73.50-ish area. This thing's looking really good. When this is like a really good bottoming look to it. We saw a strong push off this price here, kind of faded back, and then it had this little gap down, then strong push up higher, kind of faded back to a little bit higher, and again strong push up, and I just think that this thing's poised and ready to start making some moves here. Let's see, AMD, not looking too bad. It's kind of flattened out. Who knows what's going to happen with this thing? This thing went, it went sideways for like a pretty good while here, so it doesn't usually make these big runs like it did. So, I don't know if it's worth even like really watching for like another one, but I like to keep it on the list. You never know. It might still have some hype. If it starts to move, people might say, hey, it's going again, something. Excuse me. This Fate right here, this thing can kind of go either way. Either, either we see this thing go sideways and then maybe drop, break under here, or even like pop up and fill this gap back up to there. Not really sure yet, but good one to keep on watch. With pen running, DKNG is also running. DKNG up above its 200 here, looking really good. This one, I probably should put this one up in the thing, actually, the investing section, even because just the way this thing's set up, it's really at a good spot here. It's not a monster mover. I mean, this would be a sweet move. It's only $16 though. I mean, it doesn't. It looks a lot bigger than that. This mRNA. This mRNA, I'm really starting to look at more for a short. Maybe like almost like a longer term short where I could put on a position. It can move around a little bit, and then I'd eventually like to see this thing come back, and I think it will. I think right now, for one, it's gotten so expensive. It's kind of I think gotten away from itself a little bit here. But also, we kind of had this blow off top on it here, big sell off, and then we had days like this right here. I tried to get long this thing here, and I ended up selling it this morning. Yesterday morning, this thing was actually up at like 418, I think. It was like gapping up a little bit, and then before the open, it faded all the way back down. So I'm thinking, like, and yesterday, I mean, it wasn't a bad day. It was a decent day yesterday. It was flat, but most things are up. I'm thinking this thing just is running out of steam here, or it has ran out of steam. So looking for a short on there. TTD, decent little setup off this pullback here. OSTK, watching for a push over this 200. Snap, I'm going to take Snap off. Don't care about Snap anymore. UPS. Again, this is another one, kind of go either way. If it breaks down under this 190, we got at least probably a gap fill, maybe a little short down to here or something. Who knows? Maybe even under the 200, down back into its range here. If this thing starts to get picked up, though, I mean, maybe this thing fills the gap up to here. It comes back up higher, 220 even. So this one could really go either way. We're just going to have to watch it. It's kind of hard to tell right now. Getting over to here, I'm thinking short, then it pops up. But it did never really have like huge volume. I mean, you see, volume peaked up a little bit, but not much. I mean, not like a noticeable amount like, like when we see these big selling spikes here. Let's see, PayPal. PayPal's coming off. Netflix, still in Netflix here. Basically, Netflix, I sold half of it, and I'm kind of just waiting to see what this thing does. If it holds up, I got to stop on this thing, 239 right now. Right now, I'm just going to keep that there. I'd like to see this thing pull back, maybe into like 245, and I could add in there for a push higher. Square. Yeah, Square's looking good. Square's looking pretty good here. I'm still in Square, aren't I? Yeah. Yeah, still got some Square. It just hasn't moved a lot, actually. I kind of almost forgot about it, to be honest with you, but I actually have a decent bit of Square. Yeah, it's probably for the best this thing kind of hasn't moved, only because it was like a little extended from its moving averages. But it's actually shaping up pretty good. If this thing today, if it starts to pop up a little bit here, if we could see it move above maybe like these, maybe like 271, 272 and start grinding higher. Yeah, I like Square a lot. I think Squares too. I like Square even for like a long-term play. So like, which generally if I'm getting in a swing, like if it's something like a good company that I think like long-term, I like this company, I always feel like a little bit better about it. Because if something crazy were to happen, like big gap down or something, maybe like, I don't know. I feel better about holding a company that I think is like gonna do well in the future. Let's see. What else? OTK, next. Chewy. Chewy's kind of coming back on my radar here. This thing coming back up out of its range here just a little bit. Kind of been a little bit sneaky. It hasn't made any huge moves, but it is moving nice though. Probably going to make my dad buy some of this. He likes Chewy. But no, this thing's in a good spot. Watching it here, you know, this is another one. I don't know if it's gonna be able to make a big move. Like, it kind of like took off here. It's more of a grinder, but keeping it on watch nonetheless. Maybe add it to the long-term portfolio. Let's see. Etsy, still in this Etsy, which has been slowly grinding higher. At 200 here. You know, 200, usually 200 is kind of like a big spot on stocks. It's kind of like a magnet, or it can be support or resistance and stuff. Just because it's like a big round number, stocks tend to draw into them. Etsy really hasn't seemed to pay too much attention to it, which is a little bit weird. But I think, I do think like a push over 200 like starts to be better, just because we've seen these spikes over 200 before. You know, third time's usually the charm. And then maybe start to like really push this thing higher. I added in quite a bit of this thing actually. It kept like it did like these little like pullbacky things, and it kind of looked like it was going to take off. So I kept kind of adding in where I thought I could. So I have a pretty nice position in this one. See, talked about crowd for a minute. Tesla. You know, this was when they put out that National Highway Safety thing. It's already pretty much came back most of the way. Excuse me. What'd you call it? So, what'd you call it? Yeah, this thing's already came back. I'm probably gonna add a little bit into it. You know, now that we're back up over here, I'm liking where this is building at. I really think at some point this thing's got to make a big move. It's gonna do one of these, I think. Maybe not like a doubling move, like 400 to, or even more than doubling to 900, but I think it'll make a big move. So definitely I want to get positioned for that. And then let's see, SQ. Talked about SQ for a minute. Let's see, team. I think this team's kind of pulling back here, maybe. It's hard to tell. It's kind of it's pre-market, so not much volume. Let's see, NVIDIA. Still have some NVIDIA. This thing, where's my stop on this thing? At 213.78. So just under 214 is where my stop's at on this thing, which was, I think it was it was this under here. But yeah, ideally, I'd like this thing to go sideways, be able to add into it, and then get another breakout on this thing. Now it's starting to work off being oversold, or overbought, sorry. You can see over here, popped outside the upper Bollinger Band. Pretty flat open today. So, excuse me, goodness gracious. I don't have a drink this morning. I just got it back in town. We have like no drinks at our house. So I'm like dying over here. But no, if it can stay ideally over like 215, let this 90 may catch up maybe, and then take off over 220 there. This will be a really nice trade. It already is. I sold a little bit of it the first day, and still have a decent position, and so just looking to add back in. AXSM. This one's an interesting one. Dang, it's already 9:30. Holy crap. All right, well, we're gonna see what happens. But this AXSM, watch this thing for a possible gap fill here. If this thing starts to like pop up a little bit, I would say if it gets over what's high 25.61, 25.19. This thing gets like 26 bucks. I'd hop on this thing and yeah, see if this thing can fill the gap. All right. Yeah. Dang, Nvidia's looking good this morning. Wow. Sweet. All right, let's see. Come on, Nvidia. Yeah. So far, so this is a kind of a new thing that I've been trying. I've seen and heard of other traders doing it. I kind of understand the setup, but it's honestly something I've never like really put into practice much, and that's buying on a breakout to all-time highs. I've heard of it done different ways. Generally, though, like Nvidia is like a perfect setup for it here, where it broke out, opened up at all-time highs. Basically, I think they put a stop. It was like the pre-market low for me. But like here, for example, like buying on the break of the all-time high, setting a stop at the low of day. And like to me, I mean, it makes sense. It's you get a lot of stocks that when they break out to highs, they just run. And obviously, that's what we want. There we go, Nvidia, come on. Man, this thing, if this thing could like take off. This mRNA is popping up a little bit. I'm gonna watch this maybe spot here. Not exactly sure how to play this thing, but I really want to get short this thing. So we're going to see some choppiness this morning because you can already tell. So Qs are taking off. SPYs are moving lower. Always creates a choppy market for us. What day was that? Monday? Oh my God. Here we go. All right. Damn, we're looking at Tesla. Let's see. Looking good today. In the world's going on inside there. All right, we're looking good. Let's see. $10.75. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Excuse me. All right. I'm going to hop off the YouTube if you guys are listening. I'm going to still be in the Discord. Yeah, we're shredding right now, though. Let's see. Tesla's moving. Penn, Nvidia, Etsy. Looking super good. Love it. All right. I'll be in the Discord. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel on YouTube, do that. If you guys want to get into the Discord, it's swingtradinggroup.com. Go check it out. Thanks, guys. Peace.